to begin by Rabbi Shemon The Megillah is read on the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, or 15th, and meaning not any earlier or not any later. If a city, a city that was surrounded by a wall since the time of Yehoshua, they read the Megillah on the 15th of Adar. Purim, Vayaros, Gedolos, Kohen Barasar. In Halacha, the villages or large towns which have not been walled since the time of Yehoshua is going to read it on the 14th. But there's a rule that a village is allowed to read early on the day of Knisa, the day when people gather together, which is on Monday and Thursday, since that's when the base day was going to be in session, and the Torah is done on those days. And therefore, on Monday and Thursday, the villagers would come to the larger towns in the Megillah reading. Take that. How does this play out? All these days, how will the Sefaria have a shame? Let's take the 14th of Adar is a Monday. On that day, Monday, the 14th, the villages and the large towns would read it on that day. And the next day, the 15th, which is Tuesday, the walled cities would read the Megillah. Next case, Chaliyos b'shlishi or b'revi. If the 14th of Adar turned out to be on Tuesday or Wednesday, so the villages would read it on Monday, 1 or 2 days before, on the day of assembly. A big city could read it on 14th. And the next day, the 15th, the walled cities would read it. Next case, if the 14th of Adar is on a Thursday, villages or big cities, not walls since Yehoshua, would read it on that day, Thursday. And the 15th, Friday, the walled cities would read it. Next case, if the 14th fell out on Friday, so the villages would read early on Thursday, and the Ayaros Gedolos will cover But the big cities, which did not have a wall since Yehoshua, would read it on the 14th. And there's an interesting case is that the walled cities from the time of Yehoshua would also read it on the 14th, and not the next day, the 15th, because that would be Shabbos. Instead of reading on Shabbos, the walled cities like Yerushalayim, they would read it on Friday. Next case, Halios b'Shabbos, if the 14th is actually Shabbos itself, so then villages or big cities not walled from Yehoshua would read it early on Thursday. And the 15th, which is Sunday, is when the walled cities from Yehoshua would read it. The next case is Halios Achar Shabbos, if the 14th turns out to be on a Sunday, so then the villages read the Megillah on the Yom HaKnisa, which would be a few days before on Thursday. And on Sunday itself, the 14th of Adar, the big cities read it, and the walled cities, since the time of Yehoshua, would read it on the next day, Monday, the 15th. That's the Mishnah. The Gemara says, Megillah makers ba'achadasar u'nalan. We read the Megillah on the 11th. And where do we know this from? Menalan? Where do we know this from? It's what we say later on. That the Hemshech of the Mishnah says, Chazal allowed these villages to read it, the Megillah, early on the day of assembly, Monday, Thursday. Why? in order that they're going to be available to supply water and food to their fellows in the cities on the day of Purim. So therefore, they read the Megillah on the 11th because of this takana of Hazak. And Rashi writes, "Kadeshi Hasapu she'yiknu b'yom Purim lahaslik tzorchet suras Purim libnei ha'yaros." In order to be available on the day of Purim itself, which is the 14th, the villagers should come to the city on Purim to provide them food and water. But when do they actually read the Megillah? It could be as early as the 11th, 3 days prior to the Dalit. So the Gemara answers, Ana hachi kamina. We need the following. We need to be cool on chickens and Megillah communal. The question was this: that the way the Megillah was the takana of the men of the Great Assembly. V'isal kedai tachan she'yikenes hagadol 14 ו-15 takun. Asur Rabbana v'akar tekanta tekino ad she'yikenes legedola. If you think that the men of the Great Assembly enacted and reading the Megillah Davka on the 15th only, but then how could it be that any Chacham came up later who said you could read it on earlier days, as early as Yud Aleph? That can't be, because V'hatanan, the Mishnah in Edios says, Ein beis din yachal levatel divrei beis din chavero elin kain gadol v'himeno v'chachma u'v'minyan. One beis din that comes later in time cannot nullify the enactments of a prior beis din unless that subsequent beis din is greater in wisdom and number. So the Gemara concludes, and the question is, in other words, it's obvious that the whole takana, the read on all these various days, as early as Yud Aleph, was also enacted by the men of the Great Assembly. And the question is, where is this alluded to in the Sukkim? So, Amorav, Shemin, Abba Amorav, Amorav. The Pasuk says in Book of Esther, L'kayim es yemei haporim ha'elu b'zmanehem. Zmanim harbe tiknu lahem. The implication is that they can read it on more than one occasion, more than one time, because it says b'zmanehem. But if that's the case, we need the word b'zmanehem to teach the fact that Purim should be observed at the right times, which means, Rashi explains, which is the times that the Megillah itself says explicitly should be read, the 14th and 15th above. So, how do we answer that? Is the question, and the answer is, Im kain lemakra zman. Pasuk should have said zman, one time, which should be 14th and 15th. My zmanahem. What does it mean? There are times. It means zmanim to more than one time, meaning not just 14th and 15th, but also 13th, 12th, or even the 11th. But the Gemara persists and it says, really, the fact that it says zmanim in a plural is needed to teach that the time of the people who read on your dollar is different than the time of people who read on your dollar. Like Rashi explains, Shel Cohen, the Lav Kizman Shel Provim. If you live in a synagogue, you read on the 15th. If you live in a class, you read on the 14th. The word Zman would imply one time for all cities, but that's not correct. One would think, if it just said Zman, that you don't have to read on your particular city. No matter where you live, you could pick either the 14th or the 15th. of the Gemara answer. With additional letters, Shamat Mina Kulo, so you can learn all of it. Meaning, not only there's 2 days that particular city, tribes, Dalit, Luka, as well, but also the additional times you drop 15 days without. Aim was Zmanim Tuva. Still, if the word Zmanihim implies many times, so maybe it could be read in an earlier time. Which are similar to the times, Manam, and Trey, just like there's 2, 14 and 15 of Adar, Stephen makes this on the Aleph of Manayim, Trey. So 2 of Manayim and additional 2 days, as well. Trey, so that would be, you're trying to conclude 13th, 12th, and 11th, but maybe it's just the 12th and the 13th, because those are 2 additional days. The answer is, could Amorah Shmuel Yitzchak Shara Man meaning that's the time when the Jewish people fought against the enemy. Like Rashi writes, Zman Kihila Lakoli, the 13th of Adar is Hakol Nikala Lehi Megillah story. Helkach Lotzarech Kral Rabbi Shehi Roy Lekriya. The Iker Hanein Dohai. The main day of the miracle of Purim was on the 13th when the victory was achieved all across the land. So, therefore, and the additional days of the 12th and the 11th is included by Zmanei Hem. The Emer Shiva Sever Shiva Sa. How do you know it's earlier days? Maybe it's later days, and not prior to the subsequent day 6. The answer is the opposite. Pasuk says it shall not pass by, so it means it's not later or earlier. Rabbi Shmuel Megilah Omar. So the word instead of saying days, it says like the days. So it's including even the 12th and the 11th. And which is something like that. The 13th and the 12th. No, the instruction starts with because the time of assembly when the main miracle happened of the war all across the land. It's not the 16th and 17th because it says Lo Yavor shall not pass by. Why did the second opinion not learn? Because he doesn't feel that Zman, Zmanam, Zmanayim, plural. Because he says that pasuk is needed to teach something else. That Kayami means not only in the time of the Jews in Persia, but also for subsequent generations. So it should be in the future doros. And like Rashi writes, the doros would exceed Lahafi Shayach Lishna Dekrat Kayamim. Why is it needed? Not for the drasha of adding the days of 12 and 11th of Adar. Rather, Klamar Yasu Lidol. There's no opinion of our Mishnah doesn't have a name attached to it, but we know that it's the teaching of Rabbi Akiva. And ever since we heard, but the Chachamim argue with Rabbi Akiva and they say no, the Megillah has to be read only on its proper date, which is the 14th. But if so, as follows, based on the Brisa, they say, V'Yisrael shrim al admasa. Allah is not said. Only the stacking the in Cohen also ella b'zman. So this Brisa brings the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, which says the following: that when is a person allowed to read the Megillah from this early date of 11, either 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, this is range of dates. So the answer is, a person can read the Megillah on Thursdays only at a time when the years are going to be established properly and the Jewish people is living in Eretz Yisrael safely. But nowadays, says Rabbi Yehuda, since the Jewish people are looking for reference at the previous Megillah, and they're going to use that to calculate when the Pesach is going to begin, so then one is only allowed to read the Megillah in its proper time, meaning on the 14th or 15th of Adar, because you don't want to get people mixed up about when Pesach is going to be. It's supposed to be 30 days after. Pesach early, and then end Pesach early, and then end up eating on Pesach. So let's analyze this. Who is Rabbi Yehuda speaking according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva or the Chacham? Can't be Rabbi Yehuda who is talking according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva said that even today you're allowed to read on alternative dates, meaning Megillah doesn't have to be on the 14th or 15th, it could be 13th, 12th, 11th. So Rabbi Yehuda, who does not allow that flexibility nowadays, does not follow Rabbi Akiva's opinion. So, first we established by process of elimination, Rabbi Yehuda is not like Rabbi Akiva, he's like the Rabbanan. But if you like the Rabbanan, Rabbi Yehuda still maintains that if the year is living established and the Jewish people is getting rid of security in Eretz Yisrael, then the Megillah could come read even on an earlier date, prior to the 14th. So, this is the kasha on Rabbi Yochanan, because Rabbi Yochanan said that the Megillah, according to the Chachamim, could never be read earlier than the 14th of Adar. And the Gemara accepts this as a conclusive knockout to Rabbi Yochanan's opinion that indeed the statement he said above is not correct. That the Chachamim say in Kohen Ela Bismana. Really, Rabbi Yehuda's statement teaches us that the Chachamim would agree if the Yisrael are Avasa and the Shani are Kijikuna, so then the Chachamim would agree that one could read the Megillah on these earlier dates. Don't say, there's a different version of this exchange. And what did Rabbi Yochanan actually say? It was a little bit different. First, the beginning relations of Rabbi Akiva, even though it's not stated in his time, that there was a flexible time range of dates that the Megillah could be read. The Chachamim say, not a blanket statement that it's only Bismana, but Bismana Zeh, it has to be read Bismana. Because people look to the date and as a reference of when Pesach is going to begin the subsequent month. Now we have, therefore, a raya, not a kasha, but a raya to Rabbi Yochanan based on the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. In the Brisa that we quoted before, Tani Nami Hali Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yehuda, which is exactly the opinion of the Chachamim, according to version number 2 of Rabbi Yochanan, coincides with Rabbi Huda's view, who is following the Chachamim, not like Rabbi Rashi has the following difficulty, which is that there seems to be a seems to be a conflict between the two statements of Rabbi Huda. Rashi writes, Kasha to Rabbi Huda, the Ha Braisa, Le'el ad Rabbi Huda, the Masnisi, that are Mefarish. So we're going to see what the Kasha was the stira between the two opinions of these two statements. V'ukila, says Rashi, Lahach Braisa, Le'el Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Huda. In other words, the Braisa is following not Rabbi Huda, but Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Huda. And that concludes Daf Bet Amarav.